Yeah. What's good with my people out there, man? It's your round. Pac Bordolo checking in with another episode of Round the Clock Thinkers. And you already know what I'm gonna say, cause I don't have my drink with me. Shout out to my people out there, man. You know what I'm saying? And we can imaginarily toast. Cause like I said, I don't have my drink with me. You already know that the show is brought to you by the Treeway Winter Wear Collection, man. You can cop the drip, browse the drip. You know that should be a song. I think I'm gonna make a song about that shit. Cop the drip, browse the drip. You know what I'm saying? Also, make sure you go check out the Pretty Much Understanding. It's the free e-booklet in the description, the official website link. Also, you can go and hit the first link, which is the Amazon link, and order the physical copy, get it shipped to your crib. You feel me? I think it's like $7 online. That's how much you'll be paying for it. But the e-booklet is free, and it'll be in your email within like 2 minutes. So I personally highly recommend. You dig? Today, we are going to be talking about something very, very important. And I was having a conversation with somebody, and their mindset and something that they said made me think about this. So my response to them was, sometimes we are drowning in a pool that we can just stand up in. Right? Seriously, that's the case. Sometimes we're in a kiddie pool, but we're drowning. You know what I'm saying? Help. In a fucking kiddie pool. So sometimes we are drowning in a pool that we can stand up in. Dolo, what do you mean specifically? Cause I be doing a lot of referencing. But let me go ahead and give you the meaning of what I mean when I say this shit. Emphasizing what can be itemized. Making a big deal out of something that can be slowed down, broken down, and simply handled. So, for example, delivery driver standing there waiting for an order, mad because the cooks are busy, not even aware that he can just simply release the order. Right? And I run food orders, so I've been in these type of situations all the time. Like many times. So they're standing there and they're huffing and puffing and complaining, bickering. So this last time, or the time before that, I can't remember, I was picking up at a Thai spot. And it's this guy, he come in there, he's screaming at the workers. Yo, well, if DoorDash is not gonna give me the order, then I'm just gonna, if they're not gonna pay for the order, then I'm just gonna release it because I can't pay for the order. Screaming, yelling, loud. You didn't even have to mention that. You see what I'm saying? That could have just been something in your head. But he was drowning in a pool that he could just stand up in. Right? A pool of shit. Feel me? So instead of screaming, that's too many, you could be doing one. Instead of him screaming, they need to hurry up, he could just release the order. And I hear this sometimes. It's too many. It's too much. Too hard. Instead of screaming, that's too many, you could be doing one. So chapter 2, call yourself out. Call yourself out. And y'all will notice a lot of this stuff is repetitive because in reality, that's how the mind learns. In reality, all of this shit connects and it is the same information. For the most part, but it's broken down into subcategories and then it's subcategories of subcategories. It's doors behind doors behind doors. That's why this shit's so deep. And we can just peel that shit out to you 365 days a year if we wanted to. Right? So call yourself out. Other people are usually giving you the truth. Usually. Sometimes they be emphasizing being haters. But other times, and me nowadays, all the time, if a hater or whatever says something to me, I'm gonna examine it. I'm gonna take heed to it. I'm gonna be like, okay, if I've heard this more than once, I need to check on it. I need to literally go back, put my ego to the side, go back in my mind, think about what I'm doing. Think about what they said. Each person. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes they're giving you the truth. This is why I don't hold it on a pedestal of what anybody is saying. Because somebody can say something to you and you get offensive and bark back. And you forget about what they said to you. But what they said to you could have been a piece of game that would have brought you in a 6-figure paycheck. Feel me? So dumbing down that ego and being open to criticism and information is all information. Being open to information, then you're open to more opportunities that way instead of closing things off, putting them in categories, stereotypical things, being stereotypical instead of just being, instead of just letting things flow if they go flow, letting things flow. So do not be in denial. Take a step back and look at it. If it's a Super Bowl game and a quarterback threw 3 interceptions in the first quarter, if he's in denial and he's not willing to take a step back and look at everything and reassess what he's doing, they are gonna lose. Period. It doesn't matter about him no more at that point. You see what I'm saying? If the quarterback of that team is not willing to call himself out, step back. Everybody on the team, that's a great example of somebody giving you the truth. Everybody on the team telling them, man, listen, yo. You're rushing. You're not calm. You've been like that all week. You're not usually like that. Now, if he too stubborn to take a dose of strong medicine, they will lose the Super Bowl, the biggest football game in the country. For a Super Bowl, you have people doing halftime shows. It's the biggest thing smoking that day pertaining football. In reality, that year pertaining football. So the Super Bowl is the biggest thing smoking. So if this quarterback, for example, Patrick Mahomes, is in denial, once again, they will lose the game. So he would need to itemize. We need to itemize things. We need to break them down. Break them down. So, for example, a few questions would be, what seems to be bothering me? In this order now. First of all, what seems to be bothering me? Second question, can I control it? Can I control it? Just a side story about this topic. It's this guy, business partner, business associate, I would rather say, that I met here. And I had a couple of sit down meetings with this guy, and we did a couple of business transactions. And he was so fucking cool and laid back. I'm telling you, it seems like this guy had no worries in the world ever since day one, since he was born. I mean, his eyes even sit low. And he doesn't even smoke weed or anything like that. He's just extremely relaxed. And he said his wife tells him the same thing. But I asked him, I said, yo, how is it that you are so calm and relaxed? What is your deal, yo? And he started laughing. That's when he told me, he was like, yeah, man, my wife said the same thing. She asked me the same thing. Then he went to tell me about control. And he was like, look, I realized after my father passed and the timing of how he passed and when he passed, that you really can't expect things. And for the most part, you can't control things. But the things you can control should be the only thing that you are concerned about. The things that you can't control, once you consider the whole thing and you find out that you can't control it, you should be able to immediately delete that out of your mind, because it no longer matters at all. It no longer matters to keep thinking about it. And I was like, wow. I was like, damn, he broke that down so great. And then he rolled into another piece of game, which I'm going to share with y'all since we're talking about him. He was like, you know, reputation is everything. And he said, you got bad and good, but bad carries over and trickles down. So you're remembered even more for bad things, and then with a bad reputation in the past, that'll cut you off from certain blessings in the future, to use those terms, which will end up being in the now. You know, you ask a person something, you're a changed person that day, you finally change, but they still have in their mind the image and the persona of the negative dude, the dude that caused trouble, the bad guy. So they say no. Then another person come along who's known for good. Make me or break me situations. Both of these people now, both of them have a hell of an excuse. And this person that they asking got it. Person with the bad reputation gets a no, make it or break it situation. Person with the good reputation gets a yes, make it or break it situation. So he was breaking down to me how reputation is valuable. Just a couple of pieces of game that I want to share with y'all. Shout out to Willie, man. So, can I control it? No. Let it go. If no, literally let it go. It should be like the snap of a finger, the flip of a switch, the drop of a hat. It should be poof. Abracadabra, gone. No more. Right? But if yes, just try solutions until you run out of them and accept the outcome. I like that. Try solutions until you run out of them and accept the outcome. Then accept the outcome. Once you run out of solutions and you're like, well, I tried everything I could. Oh well. Because usually the worst thing that can happen is not what we're imagining and feeling like. Until we think about it. We're like, oh shit, it's not even a big deal right now. Why am I tripping? Doofus in your mind. Mr. Judge, judging the situation. So be aware. Alright. Man, it's your round, Pat Boy Dolo checking out. I just wanted to really kick it on this topic because I found that, listen, sometimes we are drowning in a pool that we can just stand up in. I found that so interesting. And I've been in so many situations, as I said and thought about it, where I was drowning in a fucking kiddie pool. And I could have just stood up. But I'm waddling and drowning. Help, I'm drowning, help, I'm drowning. I wish someone would have came along and said, man, stand your ass up. But it was after I got tired of smelling shit, screaming I'm drowning, waddling in shit, waddling in sorrow, waddling in all this bullshit, blaming myself, blaming other people. Blaming other people, not blaming myself at first. Then, when I woke up, I started blaming myself and holding myself accountable. And that's when everything changed. I stopped drowning in a pool that I could have just stood up in. Man, it's around Pat Boy Dolo checking out. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. You feel me? Because we be getting this shit off back to back to back. I love this shit. You know what I'm saying? This podcast shit is fun. And this information is infinite. Successful transfers of this information from me to you. Peace and blessings, y'all. I'm out. Peace.